Today's message is to Miss Mayte Lara Ibarra from Crockett High School in Austin, Texas. Young lady, while you're focused on your future and you're focused on all the achievements that you have made, you've forgotten a couple things. And one of the best qualities in the world is to have a little bit of humble. And your Twitter rant and your speech, you can't go back and change that. But you've forgotten two words in both your native language and in English that should have been at the top of your list. For all of your achievements, you do deserve some praise. But at the same time, you yourself need to show some validation to the rest of the world at large that has made that possible. You need to say muchos gracias or thank you. Did you forget how to use those words? Were you taught how to use those words? Because regardless of how hard you worked, there's a lot of people that work very hard every day. Your circumstances are not unique, documented or undocumented. You have had a lot of help along the way, and you will get a lot more help along the way. That's a fact of life. Where does that help come from, sweetheart? It comes from every other person in this great country. You are getting a dream education paid for by the taxpayers of this country. And I'm sure you have had lots of financial assistance over the years in this country. Your mother, you, and your sister. That a lot of other people in this country cannot and will not ever get. What happened with your speech and what happened with your Twitter rant was nothing more than someone being a braggart and someone rubbing the noses of the rest of the public into a big steaming pile of crap. Now, University of Texas has come out and said that all valedictorians get 2 free semesters. They made a statement that legislation and laws does not affect whether you're documented or undocumented. You're guaranteed in-state tuition, but as a valedictorian, you're given 2 free semesters. But what I would really hope is that there's a lesson learned here. And the lesson learned here is that no matter how hard you work, there are people out there that are working just as hard and maybe even twice as hard as you. You never know. Everyone's got their own struggles. Everyone's got to work. You're not a superhuman. You're not a superhero. The fact that you graduated with a 4.5 GPA is nothing extraordinary. There are lots of other people in this world that graduate with a 4.5 every day. And there's a lot of people with 4.5 GPAs whose family can't afford to send them to a prestigious school. and it will have to fill out financial aid papers and get loans. And if they weren't documented, they may not be able to get what they want to get. They may have to settle. They may have to swallow pride. They may have to be humble. Your Twitter rant and your video is an insult to a lot of people. You're here and you need to make the best of it. You need to be appreciative of why you're here. How you have reacted, how you have acted, and the attitude that you have projected is of someone who does not appreciate anything. And especially in a time when we are so politically divided in this country, what you have done is made it worse. I have children that have worked every bit as hard as you have. They're not getting what you're getting, young lady. My children didn't get any assistance from anyone, ever. I don't resent you. I know a lot of people will not resent you. But you do need to show some appreciation in this country. And in all honesty, I would hope that UT might decide to rescind their offer of 2 free semesters to you. Not based off your documentation, not based off your race, not based off of anything except for principles and character. University of Texas should make a stand and say, we expect more of our future students. We've already had a Johnny Manziel, and we see what's happened to him. Right now, you're the Johnny Manziel of academia and of immigration. We don't need a circus, especially with what you're getting. It's way past time for the last 24 hours of all the crap flying around the internet for you to honestly look and say, Muchos, Gracias. Thank you, America. I could not have done this without you. But you have not said that. And odds are you probably will not say that. You are going to have peers and classmates at UT that are going to have some struggles in their life and have had struggles in their life just to get there, just like you. And they're going to struggle daily to make the money they need to be in that school. What you have done is you've made a mockery of the system. Now, you may have intended to bring some positive light to it. You may have intended to bring some positive change. which Lord knows we need plenty of positive change in this country, okay? But I think you poured gasoline on the fire, okay? And as a father of daughters, if my kids acted the way you've acted, they would get your butt kicked, okay? You've turned your situation into a circus. And you're going to create a lot of hard feelings with a lot of people. You aren't going to be able to change those hard feelings once you create them. People hold grudges in this country. They do worldwide. We're no different than anyone else. But you forgot those two words. Muchos gracias. Thank you. It's a little late now to say it. But the thing is your actions could speak those words better than any verbiage you could use at this point. What you said and what you've acted like is a very big problem that we have. That is called entitlement. And I hope that the situation and the attention you're bringing to the situation brings some change. Because honestly, that's part of the problem. Is there's no appreciation. You live in the shadows, you've lived in the shadows, so you say. There's lots of other people that have too. There's lots of other people that do as well. But there's lots of people that work their ass off, young lady, and will never be given the opportunity that you were given. And you took a big, big, big crap in the faces of a lot of people. And you need to acknowledge that. Nobody needs to validate you. You have graduated high school. You have graduated with a 4.5 GPA. That's not a monumental accomplishment. Anyone that sets their mind to it can do that. You have not made no big accomplishments. You have not made no big contributions to this society to have your head swell up real big and be a braggart about yet. It's entirely possible that you might. But what you did was wrong. And you owe the people of this country, and you owe yourself, more respect than that. You're a snot. You obviously have not learned respect. It's never too late to learn.